live. It is about 11:20 my time. Istanbul, Turkey. It's a nice Wednesday night. In the previous upload that I did, we were talking about why Terrence Crawford didn't mention Errol Spence Jr., right? So let's talk about weight classes, right? Weight classes. So we know Crawford's legacy or best fight was against Errol Spence. That's welterweight, 147 pounds. We know Crawford's last fight was Madrimov at 154 pounds. So what's Crawford's ideal weight from the fans and what we view, right? What's his ideal weight? If we agree, let's say 147 or 154 is the average, freak it. Let's call it super welterweight, right? Or light middleweight, if you will. 154. So how many greats have hoovered up in weight? Two classes, are they going yo-yo weight, right? Yo-yo weight. How about let's do with what Ring Magazine did recently, right? They're trying to sell Sugar Ray Leonard versus Donnie Lalonde for the super middleweight strap, right? 168. As a matter of fact, I think it was light heavyweight, if I'm not mistaken. It was for a light heavyweight shot, but super middleweight was also implemented in this time. So Sugar Ray Leonard, known as a welterweight, 147 pounds. Crawford started at 135 pounds, but Crawford, if we all agree, his ass was very drained at 135. Just look at his weigh-in photos, man. Against Ricky Burns, Gamboa, bone dry. So what does that mean? Let's assume, guys, let's be honest here. Let's say Crawford is doing the same thing that Devin Haney did back in the day, right? Cutting more than 20 pounds to hit 135. I don't care so much about the theory of a weight bullies because nobody's perfect in boxing. Everybody's doing it, so whatever. But let's go back to the point. Is Terrence Crawford moving up from 154 to 168 a big deal? Or do we focus on the skill set, right? Because we know Crawford's a badass. We know Canelo is a badass, without a doubt, right? Punch technique, punch placement. We got Roman Lafriti. He says hello. We got another cat named Akunja Merabalar. Hi. So right now, we are about 2 months, 60 days plus from September 13th, right? I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys, man. Check it out, man. Check it out. Check it out. So, you guys know my opinion on snack. Let me hit these guys. Puro Sur. ¿Qué onda, Copa? Saludos de Turquía, Istanbul. Yeah. And Gurbet Uzer. Yeah, to the body. That's what's up. So check it out. Puro Sur. Check it out. I don't want to diminish Crawford because on the eye test, because, man, Canelo brought some light on what's up, man. Canelo said to Crawford publicly, man, on Netflix, in front of so many people, he said, who is Ricky Burns and who is Victor Postal, okay? Guys, man, we know who Canelo's fought, man. Canelo's fought freaking Floyd, Trout, Laura, Bivol, Golovkin, Kovalev, Danny Jacobs. Man, Canelo's been everywhere, right? So as fans, how much is Ricky Burns and Victor Postal as far as elite level theme, right? How is that much better than name 2 or 3 guys from Canelo's resume, right? Just keep it there. And I was thinking today, man, maybe some fans got a point that Crawford's resume was overhyped. And the real reason why I'm saying this is, man, because Errol Spence, man, poor Errol Spence, who, yo, man, I'm a family guy, man. Any guy that wants to support his family, his future generational wealth, I'm all for that stuff. And I think Errol Spence knowing after the car crash, probably advised to just retire, right? But Errol said, you know what? Now I'm gonna get another bag with Terrence Crawford. And so that's what Errol did, right? He made a nice bag, but bro, as you guys know the saying, damaged goods. Okay? I myself have been in a crazy car wrecks at least twice. Trust me. Salvador Sanchez, unfortunately, the great Mexican great, died of a car crash. Vinny Pazienza broke his neck, had to come back, but we know how he came back, man. So the fact that Terrence Crawford didn't acknowledge Errol Spence's name as an elite opponent, you guys got to think about that stuff, man. Why wouldn't he mention Errol Spence? Guys, man, Errol Spence is a better fighter than Ricky Burns. Doesn't matter if Ricky Burns is a 3-weight world champion. We know in the lower weight classes to jumping up in weight is a bit different than, let's say, 140 and above, right? 140, 147, 7 pounds, obviously. But Ricky Burns, 135, 130, 126. It's a bit different, right? Let me do a quick shout out to my guys. Mert Ilmaz, he says, hi, Harun. Bro, I can't see you, man. Cut on look. It's dark out here. I'm trying my best. I got my boy Nart. It's one of my students, man. He's a badass on the thing. Yeah, man. He says hi, man. He knows what's up. It's my lawyer. No, you don't gotta put the lies.
Okay.
They don't gotta be that spoiled.
I'm just trying to give you proof.
Yeah, that's my guy. So there it is, Harun. So anyways, back to the topic, man. I'm thinking, guys, man, puro, you tell me, man. Like, I'm thinking if Terrence Crawford doesn't mention Errol Spence, maybe Terrence Crawford is actually a really good guy that he knows that because Errol Spence was messed up after the car crash, that he can't claim that win. Think about that, guys. If that's one theory, if Terrence Crawford is saying that, I gotta show a lot of respect and respect Terrence Crawford's approach. Guys, he did not mention Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a better fighter than Ricky Burns. Errol Spence is a better fighter than Victor Postol. Some of you guys might say, well, that's subjective, right? Maybe the Ukrainian pendulum step, the slickness from Postol is better than Spence. I don't think so. Nah. So again, I think the reason why Terrence Crawford didn't mention Errol Spence is because he acknowledges that Errol Spence Jr., the champ from Texas, was damaged goods. That's my thing, guys. So let's go back about the weight classes. How big is this fight, man? September 13th. Now, from the eye test, guys, when you put Canelo and Crawford neck to neck in the press conferences, they're about the same height, right? Crawford claims to walk around 185 pounds for the last 2 or 3 years, right? Canelo, at minimum, would be about 185, right? Because he's sized up with Crawford. Crawford is the biggest now ever. So if he's 185, Canelo's got to at least be 185. Let's say 190 walk around weight. So that's a 5-pound difference. So guys, is the 5-pound difference that much of a big deal where we need to sell this fight that Errol Spence is moving so much in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez? You know? How do you guys got Errol Spence versus Canelo? Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. Yo, perdón, bro, estoy tomando unas cervezas. I'm going to read Puro Sur. He says, we usually agree al cuerpo, but I don't know why he didn't mention El LJ. In my opinion, is his only elite opponent win. So there you go, for example. That's the point. Is that Errol Spence, we know he was an elite. At least to me, he was. He was the best welterweight, without a doubt. Had the 2 straps. So the question is, is it because Bud Crawford didn't want to give props to the PBC? He didn't want to give props to Errol Spence? I don't get it, man. You're trying to sell the fight. You got to mention Errol Spence. So tienen que preguntar, Why he didn't mention that stuff, man? There's a lot of reasons why, but I think, yo, guys, I was thinking a lot today. I think Canelo wins this fight easily, and I'm gonna tell you this. I said this before. I said this to Rapstar. I said this to Boxeo Atomico. Maybe I said it to Profe. I don't know, but I don't trust Snack or the Conte guys. This is the perfect opportunity for Conte to say something bad or to push some buttons if Canelo wins. Because I got Canelo by easily unanimous decision, maybe split. More so fans got stoppage. I want to say stoppage, but here's the thing, guys. Regardless of the fact, if Canelo wins, and I think he's going to win, that's not going to go well with Vada or the Conte guys. You know why? Because Conte gets to prove to the world that his guy, Terrence Crawford, was the clean guy, and he got beaten like the way Devin Haney did against Ryan Garcia. I'm telling you guys, man, it's all politics. My boy Puro says, Bud is not used to having to promote himself to learning, in my opinion. Yeah, that's another thing too. But realistically, I'll tell you this. With 10-ounce and 8-ounce gloves, guys, it's day and night. Canelo has the experience doing 10-ounce gloves throughout his whole career. I mean, we don't really focus on his 147 and 140. Terrence Crawford, his whole career is 8-ounce gloves. I do acknowledge that Terrence does got pop. He's got that nice snapping, thudding pop because of 8-ounce gloves. But when you put the 10-ounce, man, ¿qué le pasó a Madrimov? Madrimov could eat those shots. 10-ounce gloves, there's more cushion on the knuckles. You guys like the theme of that, you know, what's, or my boy Calico, he says, what's up with Terrence Crawford's gloves, right? Para mí, Canelo's been there with the best, man. Crawford don't pop as hard as Bivol. Crawford don't pop as hard as Kovalev. I would say at most like Danny Jacobs. Let's say Crawford and Danny Jacobs got the same power, but that was at 160. Canelo had to cut weight for 160. It's going to be a good fight, guys, but I'm just worried that at the end of the result, because I have Canelo winning this fight, that you're going to see some adverse finding and you're going to see some guys pull the strings, man. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. For Al Cuerpo Boxing means to the body. I'll catch you guys on the one. Puro Sur, gracias, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.